Good day, my name is Jerry, and welcome to Kathon's Journey, where I will be showing my journey throughout the Philippines and Asia. My motto is, go ahead and take the risk, no matter what anyone says, as to live an adventure for a fun and fulfilling life. Okay, this journey takes us to Camiguin Island. Now it's Camiguin Island, again it's an island, it's actually pretty close to, what is this, the southern part, Mindanao, I believe down here. Where is it at? Mindanao down here. But right now I am here in Panglao, which is right here. So basically we drive from our apartment here over to Jagna. It takes about an hour and a half from there to go over on a motorcycle. Nice drive, because you see it's all the beach line, which most of the islands are. They always got a circumferential highway that goes around the circumference of the island. But we drive to Jagna here, go to the port, and then the port we go from Jagna to this Panglao, or what that is, can't really see it, it's too far to fall. But we go from there over to the island. So from the island, zoom out, zoom back in here. We come in on port here. Here it is, Balabagan Port. I'm sure they say it different here. And then our hotel was up here. Go White Island. We went out there in the White Island. There's another thing, Sunken Cemetery we did here. Kawasan Falls. The Tucson Falls here. This was a big island here, which everybody goes to. It's real small, but it's got nice, right here where this reef is, it's got nice diving right here, a lot of fish. We went around the island a couple times, and as you'll see in the video, all these places that we did. Again, the ride from the ferry, we did take my motorcycle, so it was a row that we took over, so it's a little slower than normal. It took about 3.5 to 4 hours, and probably the biggest thing was when you come into port, they really, I've never had this yet in the Philippines, but they asked for a lot of information, and they only had a few people doing it there, so we was there waiting for quite some time. And then they asked a lot of personal information. I'm talking like date of birth, where were you born, and they put it in a computer, and I mean, somebody get that, and basically there goes your identity. So I didn't like that. Probably for that reason, I don't think I would ever go back to this island. But anyways, it was a nice trip for a one-time thing. Nothing extraordinary stuck out, but I didn't do any diving. But did do, as you see, a lot of snorkeling. All right, and also the giant clams down here. Luckily, we saw some giant clams up here in the Sunken Cemetery, so we didn't go over to that there. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks. Bye.
Okay, this right here is another map of Camiguin, and basically it shows you the diving places. Now, although I didn't really do any diving, but this is also snorkeling. Again, the main one everybody goes to is number 7 over there. Was it Camiguin Island, number 7, and then the other one is looks to be number 4, White Island, which is basically just a sand barge. Again, we came in from the ferry at number 5, Balbagan, coming in there. We stayed over past over by about number 1 over there in the town there, was where we stayed at. But again, it's got some we did go up to Arnett Hot Springs right there on the north side of the island. We drove around the island also, and did go up in the mountain a little bit. We did another springs too, although I don't see it on here. I thought it was over somewhere by number 8 down there, but it was cold. It wasn't a hot springs. So but if you want to do some diving here at Camiguin Island, this is the best dive map that I was able to see, so something for you to follow. Okay, here we are on the ferry coming over to Camiguin Island. Again, we take it across from the mainland there in Bohol. This is one of the largest islands as far as mountaintops that I have seen. Right here we are in the port, Philippine Port of Authority at Balabagan, however you say that. But as you see in the background, these mountains are usually above the clouds. This is probably one of the smallest with the largest that I saw. This right here was the ferry that we came across. Even though it was about 4 hours, you can go ahead and take a nap if you want. But they have a lot of those when you travel in the Philippines like that. So here is coming in on the ferry on the other side, and then here we are starting to island hop, going across. This is that number 7 Camiguin Island. I would pronounce that. Again, they're all pretty small islands. This one has a nice white beach with the forest on the other side. You know, a little bit of green on the other versus the other one, which is basically a sand barge. So you come in here. This is on the beach, looking back at the island. Again, you can see how tall the mainland is there at Camiguin Island versus us on the island. Excuse my finger there. Again, we did some snorkeling here. I'll show you in a bit where we did that at. But basically, it was pretty good too along this side, actually. This is down on the other side of the island. This is actually where we went in to go snorkeling. They were actually diving, like that dive boat out there. I believe that was a dive boat that went out there, and there was some more that we basically just follow the coast down that way, which I believe that would be going west. Then we walked around a bit the island. So this is on walking around that forest area and coming out on the other side. Again, the main sand beach was on the other side, the opposite side of the island. A little bit of sand on this side. So now we got the drone aerial view, and you can just check this out as we're flying around here. Again, I believe this is the main beach right here on this side. Although it looks pretty shallow here. We could maybe be over here a little bit further. Yeah, okay, over here, sorry. That was the other side of the island, right where these boats are. And you can see where it changes, how shallow it is and then deep it is. We basically followed that wall right there. We basically followed that wall. Going across us for diving, basically a shelf wall, which a lot of the islands have. Again, there's some pictures of the main island again, Camiguin, showing how high the mountain is, and following the beach around. Again, as you see when we get going here, there's pretty good snorkeling in here. There was some diving, as I said. Now this is where the main boats come in right there, and on the top of the picture where those two boats are, that's the shelf or the reef that we followed going, and that's where they also scuba dive quite a bit there too. So you see going out, we didn't go around that whole corner or everything. Actually, the current on that side was getting pretty bad. I was surprised how much the current was as you come closer towards the island. There must be quite a bit of current in between the island and here, because as we got further down, we had to swim to get in more in the shore. Pretty hard, actually. So I recall, I think Tess had a little issue coming in. Kept telling her she got to push in order to come in there. So yeah, from this side, this long beach to the right, that's basically, we followed that shelf. Now here we're starting to get into the waterfalls. I don't exactly remember which one was this one was, but I think this is the one that starts with the T. But this was one of the highest ones that I've been on. Not much water overflow going through, but it was pretty high. Going in. I got some, I think you'll see here some good drone footage once you're up here. So it's a little closer. Again, it's got a pool at the bottom. This one, I don't think you can go all the way to where you get wet from it falling, but you can swim in that pool a little bit. I guess we'll see when we get closer. It's got those rocks that go down. Yeah, in this pool you can swim in here a bit, and I think that's a line going across there. Again, my picture is smaller than what you guys see it, but yeah, I don't think you can go completely under the water like a lot of other falls you can. But again, it was a pretty tall falls. Definitely no jumping. There's one thing, it's too shallow where it's at in the pool. So this is where I started with the drone. On top there you can see another waterfalls, a pool where it flows over, and then a little waterfalls in the back. This is on top, something you don't see except with the drone. So then I believe I getting set here and basically following the water down. So we went to I think 3 falls altogether across here. When you're driving around the island, we drove around the island at least once, and then even went some more, and found some hot springs, and it's a nice drive because the mountain's so high too, so you're getting up there and having some good views up there. If you can see past the clouds anyways, you can see a little bit, you know, when you're in the clouds, but if it's clear day you probably see quite a bit up there. Again, this one had a little building there that you go to, mainly bathroom. Yeah, this was the one, Tutuasan Falls there. So I believe that's this one. This is smaller, and but you can go right in underneath the water. You see it's real shallow there on the pool, and then it follows the river down. So got people there swimming, kids, everybody swimming. They got little rocks, you know, to keep the water back a little bit. So here I'm just following it down.
Now on the river here, it has multiple tiers. As you can see, it's a little bit wider. It was deeper at the pool area with the base of the falls. So I'm following down here. It's you know, pretty fun when you come down and follow the rocks down. You know, go down the river a bit. Overall, again, I did like Camiguin Island pretty much, except for again coming in with all the issues with having to give all that personal information. I would definitely recommend it. I hope you liked the video here. Right now the cost sheet is coming up, so you can see how much it actually did cost for me for the amount of time that I was there. Thanks. Hope you enjoyed the video. Have a good one. Bye. Okay, right here is the cost sheet for Camiguin Island. Again, we went 4 nights, basically 5 days and 4 nights. Again, it was about a 3.5 hour ferry ride over, so didn't include that on either going out or coming back, but basically 4 nights there. So on the transportations with the basically just the gas on the motorcycle. We paid it was a little over half a tank with driving, you know, hour and a half there, hour and a half back on the main island, and then driving around the island. I think we basically went around the island twice, so it was about half a tank, so about 375 pesos. The ferry going out, because I have the motorcycle, it was about 318 pesos out, or 3,800 pesos out, and about 4,700 back. Kind of expensive for a Ro-Ro, which is a ferry that carries, you know, motorcycles or cars. Without the motorcycle, it'd be about 750 per person to go out. So a big difference, especially if you're my bike is they call it a 400cc when it's actually a 399 by the specs. But if you have 400 or above, they really kick you up in price. Every time. If I would have known this before I got the bike, I would have probably gotten the one right underneath it, because basically underneath that it just says under $399, and it's about a quarter of the price. So if you do buy a motorcycle, I'd advise buying under a 400. So anyway, that's the price for the ferry going out. Oh, actually I got the wrong, I only put one going out, so excuse me here, where I put plus 4726 coming back. Sorry about that. So 8543 total round trip with the ferries. The lodging was for 4 nights was basically 4,100 pesos per night. Again, it was a decent place on the ocean, and so that's the reason we did it. So again, it's a little bit more expensive than what I do, but I would have had and paid it. So basically 16,500 pesos or $295 for a total. Obviously, according to U.S. standards, $42 a night is not bad at all. But Philippine standards, even for foreigners, something like that, expats, it's usually about 20 or 30 some dollars. So this is a little high. Excursions we did, went to the main island. I don't know how you pronounce it, but going out there, 750 pesos for 2 people, plus a 75 peso entrance fee. And then if you snorkel, it's 50 pesos. I think that was total. I don't know if that was per person, or if you want to buy equipment, it's 150. But we always take our fins and equipment, so we didn't have to do that. So that's 875 pesos total for the island hopping there. I think it's 3 hours maximum. You can be there, and then it costs more if you go over that. But it's such a small island, 3 hours is plenty of time. Waterfalls are basically 75 pesos each to get in. And White Island, the other island, was 550 pesos to get in with 50 peso entrance fee. I did not do any scuba diving there, just snorkeling. And then took pretty good details this time on our food that we have. So on day 1 we had I think it was a 12-inch pizza, 2 shakes, and 2 cocktails for a total of 950. 1,010 for next day, chicken, seafood, garden salad, 2 shakes and 3 beers. I had 2, she had 1. And then, we went out happy hour one night, had some margaritas, pina coladas. I'm sure that was her. Then I had my Boracay coconut rum and cokes. So I like that sweet coconut rum. And then day 3, Cazone, some mixed grill meats for myself. Well, that's probably her. I probably had the Cazone. Appetizers, drinks for $13.50. Day 4, 900 pesos for tuna steak, and she had tuna soup and a pitcher of tea. And then we usually try to eat main meal once a day, but then we'll grab a little bit during it. We very seldom have breakfast, but with the rest of it during the trip, it was about 1,200 pesos total for Philippine venue food. And drinks were above, already stated that. And we usually buy a souvenir when we're out. This time I think we bought a t-shirt, which I normally get where I'm at. And then we always buy a magnetic a refrigerator, where we've been. So we probably got something like that. So the total is 33, almost 34,000 pesos, or about $611 for the entire trip for 5 days with the ferry and going out, lodging, everything. Okay. Anyway, if you go out there, I would recommend the island. I said the only problem if you don't have is that personal information when you do arrive. But again, there's no diving. But it is a pretty unique island, with as big as the mountain is. You're definitely above the clouds when you go through that, driving like we did. And it's got falls and the giant clams, which is pretty unique. So I'd do it once. After that, I doubt I'll go back again. All right. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the film. Have a good one. Bye.
Okay, right here is sunset when we were coming back. It's pretty nice there. Again, I did enjoy the overall trip. I'm not sure I will go back again, mainly for, as I said, the when you come in with all the information, but it'd probably be easier once you already gave it the first time. I would definitely recommend it at least once. All right, hope you enjoyed the video. Have a good day. Bye.
You know what to do. Go ahead and hit those buttons. And thank you for watching Keithon's Journey.